Mhm. Okay. Okay,
I
perfect.
have to, I have to keep my legs laid up.
Yes, sir. Here we go. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have a wonderful guest with us who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other uh, than our brother Abdullah Ali Mohammed. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaykum salam, God.
Yes, sir. This means so much that you would take time out of your busy schedule to come on the People's Podcast to share with us your life journey. And on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast, we want to make sure that we thank you for the sacrifice of yourself and the sacrifice of your family, sir.
Thank you, family. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
It
Okay.
has been a sacrifice and it has been a struggle.
Yes, sir. All praise due to Allah.
But it's a blessing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, the first question that we want to know is, when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
I was 25 in Tacoma, Washington, coming out of Bradenton, Florida. And I went into this, what I know to be a church, and it was Muhammad Temple. And the first thing first relationship I had was uncomfortable because they searched me. And when I went in, I can recall today the blackboard, which one will survive the war of Armageddon. And Christianity, slavery, and death on one side, the hanging tree in the middle, and freedom, justice, and equality on the other side. And that's the first time I came into the lessons. And I can recall giving 25 cents a copy for Muhammad Speak newspaper, and I fell in love with the back page.
Beautiful, yes, sir. And what year was this, sir?
1972, all the way up until my neighbor in 1975 came, knocked on our door because we're living in this apartment area. And she said, the richest black man in America is dead. Talking about the Most Honorable Elijah Mohammed. And that was in 75. So up from 72 to 75, I was a willing participant in only purchasing the 25 cent Muhammad Speak newspaper. And after the messenger left in 1977 or 78, I went to a meeting headed by Brother Wallace Muhammad. And I told my wife, I said, oh no, that's not what his father was talking about, Valerian and that system. And in 1980, I met some brothers coming from Seattle, and they came in and was giving us information about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the work that he was doing. And since then, I've been blessed to be a part of the study that he put on the table. And I would love to share some of that history with the family.
All praises due to Allah. Yes, sir.
Following your guidance.
Yes, sir. Well, we look forward to hearing that. My sister sends the greetings, and I can't wait to put this on YouTube. So, and everyone around the country, please let us know what city you're watching in the comments, what city you're watching from, so we can make sure that we show your city love as well. For you, sir, let's go. How did your family and friends feel in 1972 when you came home and said that you wanted to be a member of the Nation of Islam?
Well, I never did say that, but what I did say is my first taste of the bean pie, I didn't love it that much, but I was still in the world. Let me tell you this, and then we'll know exactly where I'm coming from.
Yes,
I had three beautiful queens, young ladies, girls. I always wanted a son. Now, I went in on his birth. When I seen his head coming out of his mother and his nose and lips came out, I said, wow, I got another girl. And then his shoulders came out. I thought about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then when his penis came out, I said, this is what I said. I said, Allahu Akbar, Asiatic black man, maker, owner, cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe, father of civilization. So that's my interaction with the teaching. And the only other data that I had on my head was 196,940,000 square miles. I got that from finding an 8-track cassette in the garbage can with the Honorable Elijah Mohammed putting that on the table. And I recited these lessons to my son. Found out later when Brother James Mohammed, Brother James came over to Tacoma and put us in this work. And in 1983, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan with Brother Bernard Cushville drove up in a yellow cab to a house that I had, me and my family, and the study group individuals that was involved in the series of Study Guide #1 by Brother Bernard Cushville, which had a lot of data in about, is it possible that Most Honorable Elijah Mohammed is physically alive? So when he came up, the home that we were in is a home of the individual that rented it to us from the apartment that we were living in. And from that position then, all the way up until 1990, we followed what the minister wanted us to do, which was make friends with the community, join the NAACP, the Black collectives, go to churches, and we did that, and we made friends throughout the community. That's some of our journey there, but the journey began when individuals made their way and got us involved with the minister. So when the minister came there in 1983, he wasn't about 15 of us in there. One of the lessons that he gave us was the first and second set of teeth. Have you ever heard anything about that, my brother? He said Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave him this parable that the first set of teeth come in, and they come into a child's mouth. He pointed to one of the children that was in there, and he said that it's painful coming in. That first set of teeth, they're in there for a short while, but that second set of teeth come in because they are larger and more sturdier for the mission. Then he said the first set of teeth was the Muslims and the pioneers who stood there with the minister during the time of the Most Honorable Elijah Mohammed and then fell out. The nation got a little ugly, just like that little child. He pointed to the little child, how he covered his mouth up when the teeth is falling out, and this is how he found the nation. Then he said that second set of teeth is you. You remember how you felt when Brother James bought these teachings? How you said, this is what I always felt? And he left us in there with that. Brother Jabril was there, and my 15-year-old daughter, my 5-year-old son, he's 44 now, and my 13-year-old daughter. And my son named his children Muhammad. So, and they all can recite the lessons. So that's my journey. But the friends that we made, one time I went to one of these friends, the one that I used to hustle out of his apartments with, and I said that the ministers told me that he would come to Tacoma and I need $10,000 for an honorarium. Because of the friendship and following the minister and doing what he asked us to do, this brother gave me this $10,000 with a handshake. And the minister came to Tacoma, Washington, and spoke to about 3,000 people. On the way to the airport, after the lecture, I asked the minister, would he come back to Tacoma? He said, no, brother Gary, I would come back to Seattle. So that was in January when he left Tacoma. In September the 8th, 1990, he came back to Seattle.
mm, mm.
Now, this is one thing I would love the public to hear. And when he came to Tacoma, it can only hold 3,000 people. And he said this was the best interaction that he's had with people up until that day.
Mm.
Now, mind you, when he came to Tacoma in '83, he said he is 6 years in the rebuilding work. And would we help him? And of course, we had no other choice but to help him. I didn't know he was coming that day. So when he left, he asked for some help. I told him that I would love to get it, but I gotta go home and get it. I went home and got $500 of my total $1,000 that I had and went back and gave it to him. I had each one of my children stand up and give him $100. And Brother Jabril said, Brother Jabril, he was Cushman then. He said, who is that? And the minister said, that's his father's baby right there. Who gave the money. He had on that blue suit that he had, which was one of the ones that he said was the only really suit that he had during that time. So that's one of the things. So when he came back in 1990, he remembered all of that. And when I didn't make the money back, I said, Brother Minister, I didn't get the $10,000. And he said, brother, take the charity and give me anything else with my name on it, some of those checks. And he said, thank you, I had a great time. On the way to Seattle, to the airport, I asked him would he come back, and I said to him that the energy that everybody had to make it a success will leave with him. What can I do to continue to help? He said, brother, just get the final call to the people. That's my journey. And since then, I've been happy to follow his directions and get Dianetics. And that's one of the best definitions that I got to make me see the swan song. I can see the swan song so beautiful now because of defining these words. Learn English language and speak it grammatically correct.
Beautiful.
That's some of my journey, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's amazing. Okay. Now I have a question for you, sir. Back then, you're seeing the minister, you're seeing Brother Jabril, when he was called Bernard Kishmir. When did you go from seeing the minister as maybe like a political figure, an activist, to someone who was in fact divinely guided? Like what was it about you to be like, this is the one? Like Minister Farrakhan is like that man.
Well, can I bring it up to 2016?
Yes, sir.
Can I bring it up until 2006? 2006, I was in Cairo, Egypt. And my tour guide, he called me a most intelligent Negro. And the reason he said that was I repeated the minister over and over and over again. He called me the Negro. I said it's from the Latin word negro. I said Africa was named after Scipio Africanus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I said Egypt was Kemet. And I gave him the information that the minister had been putting on our plate for a long time. And he called me a most intelligent Negro. And in 2016, I was in Mecca and Medina. My the guy, the imam that owned the hotel that I was staying in, I told him I got propositions down there at the Kaaba. Individuals from Pakistan and other places were saying, I have no money, I have no money, would you give me some money? I gave one person that money. 5 other people came and asked me for some money. So when I went back to the hotel, I said, I got hustled down there at Mecca. I mean, down there at the Kaaba. And the owner of the hotel, he said, Jenna awaits you, and pointed up in the sky. So I said, oh my God. I said, Kuhuwa Allahu Ahad. Say he, Allah is one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nouns and pronouns in the Arabic language. He said, yes. I said, Alif Lameen. I, Allah, am the best knower.
Yes, sir.
Then I took him to the dollar bill and said, Enuit Koeptit. He, God, has favored our undertaking and lack. I said, whenever we use language to describe the divine being, we use nouns and pronouns.
Yes, sir.
So why are we going up in the sky? And when I said that and showed him what Sister Ava had said, that the minister said, and none knows its meaning save Allah, Sister Ava had a comment there, and the minister told her that a period goes there because Allah made the statement. That's in Surah 3, verse 6, in the family of Aaron, about the allegorical.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You see where he put that period there. I asked him to show me the Arabic where there is a punctuation there. And he showed it to me. He appreciated it. And he told everybody in that hotel, brother, he said, whenever y'all see Brother Ali, y'all come get me. And when I was in Johannesburg, South Africa, I took 100 final calls down there. And all throughout that area, even during the time when Brother Akbar was there in the 80s, was it the 80s he was up in there? When he asked us to help him with food. We used to send clothes over there. He had a clothing donation going over there. And we sent clothes over there. So I went back in the footsteps of him and I took the final call, and my tour guide took us down to Johannesburg to the Cape of Good Hope. And I had been giving them the same lesson. The people that was on the tour with us and the tour guide with us, he had more than me in there, French-speaking people, German-speaking people, and I dropped the lessons on them. When we got down there at the Cape, I gave them the diameter of the Atlantic Ocean.
Yes, sir.
Before we got there, we talked about Shaka Zulu and Azania. Azania comes from the southern part of what's called South Africa today. It was called Azania. That comes from the minister. So when I got down there, my daughter said, let the tour guide give everybody the history. And the tour guide said, oh no, let him talk. We're learning so much, we're learning so much. And the tour people in there started clapping. We had a 6 or 8 passenger car, me, my daughter, and her husband. And the rest was individuals who appreciated the recounting of the Dutch when they settled there, the history that we put on the table that comes from the work of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I didn't put nothing on there. All I could talk about me is selling drugs, chasing women, drinking alcohol. But I put his actual facts that he had been giving us since 77 on the table all the way up into Mecca. He said, look in their eyes. And they were fighting to get up on the Kaaba. And so everywhere I went, and I've spoken about the blessings that we received from the minister, the community of the world had nothing but good things to say, family. And I am so blessed that in the beginning was the Word, and that Word became flesh, and is light, life, and power. And this is a good opportunity for me to get a lot of this pressure off a lot of this love out of my life to express my love for the minister and the family and the nation.
Beautiful. All praise due to Allah. Yes, sir. And thank you again, sir. So many people for your testimony, your transparency. So many people showing you love. My sister Miriam, Brother Patrick says he sends the greetings. This is a powerful brother. My sister Naima says all praise due to Allah. And I can't wait to put this on YouTube, sir. My next question for you is on Facebook. You are an historian. You post all kinds of pictures that I've never seen before, that people have never seen before, about all of your time in the nation. What was it like in the early days when you would go to Savior's Day and you seeing Dr. Khaled and you seeing all of these different figures? What was that like for you?
It was a learning experience. It was a growth experience. It was more than just a blessing, but I can recall when you ask like that, I got to give it the way it happened. Once when the minister got his long leather coat when he used to wear that, then everybody got a long leather coat. All right. Even the Christ Intimate Return, my wife went there. And the community the community was there. This was in '83 when the minister went the whole year dealing with Christ's Intimate Return. All right, every month. It's 12 lectures of that. When he went there, all the way up until the time during this time, back in 1983, to answer your question, my brother, we used to purchase $40 phone hookup. During that time, cassette tapes was moving around the community. My Sadie's Day experience began in 1985 when Gaddafi was up on the big jumbo screen. Brother what's his name? The minister's what's the minister's son-in-law name? Brother Leonard.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I drove from Tacoma, Washington, across the Dakotas with my family, my baby, and I was tired and sleepy. When I went in there, he said, "Brother, will you stand post?" I had never stood post before. When I met Brother Dr. Ali, it was going to a bathroom in the mosque in 1988. We was in the tent, the overwhelming event.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I wondered why was Fruit standing post for a brother in the bathroom. I wanted to know that. When I've seen Brother Conrad, a great helper in that time, in that day.
Yes, sir.
Move off and do something else. I wondered a lot about when the minister say, "I'm taking the titles away." So I lived through that, and even the rain that was taken, that was stole from me. So my journey to the process of the way the youth that's in the nation now, when I see the youth in the nation now, it warms my heart with a future. But the trail to get to where we are now is a trial, it is a struggle, it's a difficulty. Matter of fact, in 1986, I sat in front of the minister in Phoenix, Arizona, when he did self-improvement is the basis for community development. And some of those pictures that you mentioned, I still have them and I posted them. That national that's behind the minister, when he gave us the root of the self-improvement series.
Yes, sir.
Was made by individuals like yourself and me and others that's there that said that they was gonna help. The artists and the doctors and the individuals that came into the nation that stood post and used their talent to increase the love with the minister. In 1990, when he came to Seattle, the minister loves flowers. That's what they told me. we went and got some flowers. We had used my personal money to take care of everything.
Yes, sir.
What's the word for that? The honorarium and
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To do all that work where it's no stress on the believer. Use my credit cards, use the support in the community, and we did all of that. But Brother Jamil was there, and he was doing, that's when he was taking up the money and things like that.
Yes, sir.
And so we didn't have enough money to get the flowers, so we took it up right up in there, and we put the flowers on there. After we counted the money and put everything back in there, Brother Jamil made sure that the minister knew exactly how respectful that whole system went together. So so meeting others in the nation has not been all roses, because everyone have their own agenda.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Their own agenda. So.
Yes, sir. Okay. And once again, thank you again, sir. And thank everybody who's showing love on Facebook. My next question for you is, traveling throughout the world, what has been, many people want to go to Africa now and travel. What would you say to someone who's weary leaving America to travel throughout the world? Like, what's so beautiful about going to Africa? What's so beautiful about that? Can you let us know?
Yes, the beauty part is we learn how accurate the work of the Most Honorable Elijah Mohammed is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We learn how much love the minister had sacrificed his life. When I was in Dubai, my daughter was working over there. She's teaching schools. She told me that one of her students said, Missy, they call me nasty words. She said, what they call you? They call me black. So one of the beauties of these travels show me the love of Master Fard Muhammad, because 3 generations after me,
yes, sir,
this young boy is a Muslim, light-skinned Muslim. His parents is whatever that wealth class is over there in Dubai.
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure they done said something about Bilal, the Ethiopian.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But in the English dictionary, black is opposite of white.
That's right.
Evil, wicked, sorrowful, pitiful. And so when they see us through the English language.
Yes, sir.
When I was in Egypt on the boat, riding up the Nile, because the water don't come into the Nile, it comes up out of Lake Victoria. It goes up into the Mediterranean. So going up that sea, and you look over into the ghetto.
Yes, sir.
On both sides of it, you see satellite dishes on top of the huts. I mean, the wood huts. And in the satellite dishes is ABC, CNN, Wolf Blitzer.
Yes, sir.
All the little negative movies about Black people. And yes, then when you go in there and have the light of the blessings that we got from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we give them another view of us.
Yes, sir.
That's beautiful to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I didn't have nothing to do but be myself and accept my own pride of changing the view. The tour guide in Egypt sold me a $25 prayer rug, being a Muslim, for $100.
Mm.
And the community around that, when we go into the areas,
Yes, sir.
they say, that's that brother from America. That's that brother from America. He's Abdullah. The interaction with them got carried on in front of us.
Mm.
I got off a boat in one place. They came up and told me, "You're Abdullah. You're Abdullah. You're Abdullah. Give me some money." No shukran, no shukran.
Mm.
In South Africa, they had a 24-hour Kentucky Fried Chicken down there. 24 hours. I seen a KFC less than three houses down from the Kaaba in Mecca.
Mm.
In Dubai, the ladies hang out in their bikini. They're gonna become westernized.
Mm.
So the beauty of it is to see the blessings that we have as a nation.
Yes, sir.
To see the blessings we have as a warner, a messenger, a Mahdi. That's the beauty. It's not the land and the property. The beauty of it is our mission, the resurrection of the dead, not only here, but throughout the world.
Yes,
and
sir.
The only light that we can give them is the actual facts within our lesson.
Mm.
And everywhere I said anything about the minister, it lights them up.
All praises to Allah. Beautiful. Yes, sir. And so many people are showing you love on Facebook. Sonia says, speak on those blessings. Assalamu alaikum. And everybody continues to show you love. Okay, yes, sir. My next question for you, sir, is fear. Throughout your travels, throughout the world, but in America, have you ever been faced with fear? And if so, how have you overcome that fear?
Yes, sir. May 19th, 1990. It's 2000, 2000. Because in 1990, the police came into my home and beat my daughter with a flashlight. They drug my little okay, wait a minute. They drug my baby girl up and knocked her teeth out on the ground. Now these acts, they assaulted my 12-year-old son in the house. And they took me to jail butt naked. Because my teenage daughter drove home from McDonald's, turned around in the yard, and they said that's why they stopped her. They alerted me. I was in the shower. I wrapped the towel around me, went outside. All right. They called my daughter Gail. I said, sir, we don't refer to the children like that. They pushed me, the towel came off. They attacked me. They ran in the house. I told my daughter to go in the house. And they attacked her in the house. Now, all of this happened because of my family inviting the minister to Tacoma. In 2000, 15 cars rode up to my house because they had been chasing my children around. My teenage son on a bicycle, police got him off a bicycle, put a gun to his head. So in that 2019, May 19, 2000, they followed my nephew home and attacked him in the streets. I asked the police officer, what did they pull him for? They said he was driving with suspended license. I had just paid off $4,000 worth of license. He got his license back. I told my nephew that they do not call in to find out is your license. So just be calm, come home. They followed him home. I asked him what he did. He said he drove with suspended license. I spit on the ground in my yard. He took me to the ground, put a gun to my head. I told him that it was a lie between him and the trigger. I took him to court, went down to court, 12 jury, I spent $70,000. 12 jury members let them police officers go. We had the pictures. They seen what they did. They testified. They did what they always do. But all of this interaction with the police, because I called the minister, he asked me to talk to the region. They called up, everybody got involved. The police department found out that I financed the minister's visit there. And from 1990 to 2000, they attacked me and my family. So to ask me, was I fearful? I was fearful that one of my children would get killed by these people. I didn't fear death, but I was just fearful for my children. And I used, matter of fact, when we went to court, I put study guide number 15 in the court records. It's in the records. We respect all those in authority unless it deal with us in our religion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So they asked me about the devil. Are you a Muslim? You say white people are the devil? I said, no, I didn't say that. You said that. I said the word devil is that I know is deceptive intelligence that causes one to rationalize disobedience to God and that which is correct. That's in our study. There ain't nobody in no ground. So you're dealing, and one of the detectives started laughing. But that data is on file, and we use the same kind of data that Trump and them is using to bring up these old slavery laws to go into court. But my family was attacked based on our love of the work of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's my belief then, and that's my belief now. So to answer your question about fearful, I fear for my family. But they showed me more power to keep me being powerful.
All praise due to Allah. Yes, sir. Well, I'm glad that you all made it through and are being strong and still standing. And I thank your family for standing with you, sir. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. I have a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast, and we're coming right back to our brother Abdullah with his amazing history and testimony. 1 second. Here we go for a quick 60-second commercial break. For all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast, you all help keep us going. We are very grateful for you all. If you would like to be a sponsor or donor, please cash app the People's Podcast. Thank you very much. My brother Rashad, Street Premier Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me children's book and coloring book, both of which are available on Amazon. Please get her books. My sister Naima, Stay On Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country and right here in the studio in Atlanta, Georgia. We love our tiny dancers. Raw Communications. If you're working on a book and you need copy editing, project management, content development, or media relations, please reach out to Raw Communications. Fashion Guides, Urban Wear for Men and Boys, 314-329-6009. He'll keep you fresh and dressed with the best of clothes. Student Minister Robert L. Mohammed out of Austin, Texas, conflict mediation, squashing the beef throughout the Southwest region. He does a phenomenal job. His wife is Fudia Mohammed, Children of the Most High, Giving Birth to a God in the Science of Child Rearing. Please get her book. Sister Sherry Muhammad, AsiaticMinds.com. She teaches STEM virtually, young kings and queens all across the country. Please reach out to AsiaticMinds.com. Brother Kenneth, bow tie maker extraordinaire. He'll ship bow ties to you anywhere in the country. Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Mohammed, COVID-19 Disinfecting Cleaning Services out of Chicago. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. And last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Right back to our brother Abdullah. Yes, sir, we are here with you, sir. And you are receiving so much love all over the social media. My next question for you is the Million Man March. What was it like during that time, and how did it personally impact you?
Well, I had to leave my son. My wife, I made sure that I got there. I was kind of questionable because my son was in Children's Hospital with B-cell lymphoma cancer. He's 15. So I got there, and of course I did what everybody else did. I cried. I can recall weaving through. I got all the way up to the stage, and I said, no, that's too close what I want to do, because I kind of figured that the FOI would be all surrounding. So I wanted to be in a little safer place. So I went back middle ways behind the wall. I can recall seeing a whole line of sisters holding hands, and they weave through like a train moving through. I seen a Caucasian man in the front where the road was on Pennsylvania Avenue, or one of those roads, and he was on his knees washing a brother's feet. He had a priest collar around his neck, and they was indicating some scene from Jesus. And so when I got all the way up in there, it was just wall to wall family. I pledged to improve myself mentally, physically. I took the pledge. I called my name out. I cried with everybody else. I went back to Tacoma, Washington, showed my pictures, put a little article in the newspaper, and testified. I've been testifying about the Million Man March for these last 20 some odd years. Is it 30 years now?
95, not quite 30.
And when I went overseas too, my brother, they asked us about it. Everybody knows the minister.
Beautiful. All praises to Allah. Yes, sir. Okay, my next question for you is, it's just amazing that you use this number, but it seems so big to me. But you said you've been married for 52 years. Yes, what has been the key to being married for so long?
Well, what, 40 years ago, I met the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. 1978, I made a promise to my wife that I would stop the dangerous work that I was doing, the lifestyle I was doing, so that I could be there as a father figure for my son. That's one of the reasons I'm still alive today, because I wanted to be as a stepping stone for the next generation. And then I met the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in 1980, his works, and in 83, him personally, and he asked, will I help? I knew then, from a child, learning the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want in the church, that I wanted to be, and I promised that if I ever got by to Jesus, I would be there for that man. And I know now that I am with the Jesus.
Allahu Akbar, beautiful.
So I know that my prayer was answered. I used to ask why. I don't ask why no more. All of my questions as a child, why did I think about the man that was born blind? And how do you see men? I see men as trees.
Yes,
How
sir.
do
Yes,
I
sir.
see the white man? I seen him as a cracker. Now I see him as deceptive intelligence. And the spittle and the mud is the wisdom and the dynamics and everything that the minister asks us to do. Wherever he say go, go.
Yes, sir.
Do this. Wherever he say stay from, stay from. And then we will become that guiding light, that witness bearer, that disciple, that student. My grandson, can I share one thing with you? My grandson, he's about 12 years old, and his mother run the school that he go to. And he told his father that the word humus, Humus, is a Latin word for human. And it means layer of dirt. What does it mean? Layers of dirt. That's where the word human. So when Allah breathed into our nostrils and share with us himself, he gives us, that he got number 10, he gives us a struggle and difficulty to overcome.
Yes, sir.
But it's the mud and the dirt that the spittle of the light, the word in the beginning was that word, and it's light, life, and power. And that word is the interpretation, the definition, the clearing the words of the most honorable Elijah Mohammed. The actual facts, the mathematics. Islam is mathematics, and mathematics is Islam.
Yes, sir.
So when we enroll ourselves within the body of work of the 90 years and 92 years and this last 60 some odd years of the minister, we get the swan song.
That's right.
We ain't got nothing else to do but to be the disciples of this great work that we must do in order to ensure. We don't even have to ensure. He makes all things new. And the minister said when he came to Atlanta, he said, our children is the mind and the material that God would use to bring in the new world.
Yes, sir.
And we got 10,000 more years to go and 9,000 some more years to go. So their work is still in front of us.
Yes, sir.
And none of the tools of this world will aid us in going into tomorrow. We must become what the minister's been putting on these tables, self-sufficient, do for self. We got to do it. And we can't do it with the mind of white people.
Yes, sir. Powerful. Yes, sir. Okay, you teaching. And so many people are showing you love and bearing witness, saying all praises due to Allah. We celebrate your stance as FOY. Husband and a father, give your wife the greetings. This is Sonia.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Patricia.
Yes, sir. And my sister Naima says 52 years. Wow, all praises due to Allah. Okay, great. Brother Abdullah, what do you do for fun?
Read, Ikra. Read in the name of that Lord who created you from a cloud. My fun is clearing these words, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'll share one more thing I shared in Mecca. I have a final call to Islam newspaper, 1934. In that newspaper, on the second page, Elijah, Mohammed, speaking to the preachers. And he says that preachers don't know that the English word spirit is from the Latin word spiritus, meaning breath, energy, courage. And in Genesis 2, it said that Allah breathed into the nostrils of man his breath.
Yes, sir.
And so we can see the matter wrapped around the 24 billion miles per second thought, which is now being fed truth through these last 92 years from the servants of the God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so when we meet this gives us joy when we find that pleasure in being resurrected. And in 1967, I graduated from high school and took that test. It was 5th grade, 5 months. I didn't learn my timetables until I was 35. I didn't learn how to read until we started reading, Is It Possible That the Honorable Elijah Mohammed is Physically Alive? Brother James, the brother that came from Seattle, who had an interaction with the minister and Brother Jabril, he said, when he was talking to us one time, he said, you don't know what the word "duh" means. I never thought about it like that, but I didn't. I didn't know it was a definite article. So this path to study has resurrected that energy of love and respect for self and kind. Because when they killed Martin Luther King in 1968, April 4th, I got my homies to break inside of a store that was set up as a trading post in the Black neighborhood and took their clothes. Then find out till later that it was a Jewish clothing store, and that man put a light-skinned brother from among us, sweeping his floor, dressed him up in his clothes, looking good to us, working in the tomato field for $4.75 a day, coming home spending $20, $30 for All-Star in his shop, wanting to look like this man that he was using as a prop, buying the clothes from New York City, putting them in the hood. So when they killed King, like the ministers say, 100 cities reacted because of a shared attitude. And so this evidence that he is who we say he is today is that person. It makes me feel good that I can read now. I can speak truth to power now. I can be more of the gifts and talents that the minister said in the Swan Song that we have, that we can put out there in our community. One of my nicknames that I had in Tacoma with these teachings, they used to call me Motor Mouth.
Yes.
I go into the bars and put 1555 on the blackboard. I went into the bar, they all knew me because I used to be in that world.
Yes, sir.
Now they see me as a guiding light.
All praises due to Allah. Yes, sir. Beautiful. Okay, and people are showing you love and saying good teaching and bear witness to that. What type of music do you listen to, sir?
Well, I like Kenny G.
Okay, okay. Yes, I'm up with Kenny G. I'm up with Kenny G.
Oh, okay. Jazz.
Yes, sir.
I came up through the jazz, Coltrane, things like that. But the best music is white man heaven, the black man hell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But
and all that music the minister put out there. I have his and I suggest everybody get it. I have this.
Beautiful.
Cost me $200, and this is an old Farrakhan to Travel.
Yes,
Look
sir.
at the writing. Look at the writing, the typing. One of Bernard Kushner's first ones. We got some books with his print in it and things like that. I don't know if I got this from Brother Akbar.
Yes, sir.
And this is one of the books that was said that the Honorable Elijah, one of the 104 books of the Honorable Elijah Mohammed. And on page 12, they said one of the challenges, and I told my wife and my children, I said, can you imagine a man who only went to the 4th grade of school of reading this history? And on page 12, it says that one of the challenges of the mankind, prehistoric man, was he needed to clothe himself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So he dug a hole. He captured the furry animals. He took that fur off the animals and he clothed himself in it. His next problem was finding a place of shelter. So he observed the animals in the caves. He ran the animals out of the caves and went off into there. And on page 122, he got the history of Muhammad. Mohammed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So these is what the messenger was reading, who only read that Bible that I know about.
Yes, sir.
Now he got these 104 books, and every one of them had some aspect of Prophet Muhammad. Ibn Abdullah.
That's right. That's right. Okay, sir. I have one more question for you. What would you like your legacy to be?
That I love my family. The minister said, love is not an emotion.
That's right.
It is rooted in the foundation of love is freedom, justice, equality, and obedience.
Well, that's an amazing legacy to have, sir. Yes, sir. And once again, shout out to your family for being with you for so long, and you all, man, standing strong, and we support you. I can't wait to put this on YouTube to see the feedback from people all over the country who are going to view this. I want to thank you again, sir, for being so kind to myself and my family, and just being a ray of inspiration on Facebook with all of your history, everything that you share. I'm a fan, so I'm a historian, so I love to see the pictures and to see your breakdown of your life journey. This means a lot to myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast that you would take time to come on. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off of the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam, and thank you very much, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, God.